a really hard kick in the beep. So anyway, we are back today with another bike review with ROADS.sg, and today we have the iconic Streetfighter V2. This bike is one more bike in our series related to street bikes, where we are reviewing the best street bikes to ride here in Singapore. Now, all the bikes we are reviewing so far are in the Class 2 category. That means they are above a 400 cc's. You need a Class 2 license in order to ride them. But we wanted to see which was the best street bike that we will ride here in Singapore. Recently, we reviewed the CF Moto 800 NK, and today we are reviewing the Streetfighter V2, which packs a whopping 153 horsepower with 955 cc's packed into this engine here. Now, we're just taking it for a pretty long ride and tried it on many different things. I'm just going to comment on a few things that really stood out to me on this ride. First up, it says that it maxes out at 153 horsepower at 10,000 RPM. I'll tell you that in the little launch test that we did, the power in this bike really kicks in above 6,000 RPM. At 6,000 RPM, you feel this thing take on like almost a second wind and you just go boom. It's really incredible to feel, and if you maxed out that throttle, you'll really feel it going. Unfortunately, of course, in Singapore roads, there aren't much spaces for us to do that, so we didn't get to test it more than that, but it's a really awesome feeling to feel that power kick in above 6,000 RPM. In terms of maneuverability, this bike is second to none, right? As a street bike, you know, it packs all the power and the torque and the stiffness of a race bike. Even the position that you're riding with, that forward-leaning position, is really reminiscent of riding a full-on race bike that you will put on a track. You have wider handlebars that allow you to take corners way better, and the maneuverability in small, tight corners, even in circles here and U-turns here in Singapore streets, absolutely divine. One thing to note about a Ducati is that you have access to all this power if you can bear the heat. Like most Italian bikes, you'll realize that this thing heats up really quickly. So at traffic lights and slow traffic, you sometimes hit up to 105 to 108 degrees Celsius. Gets really hot because the pipe rides right under the seat. But if you can deal with that, the minute you hit that throttle and get a brisk pace going, it cools down pretty quickly and operates beautifully between 90 to 100 degrees Celsius on most of the roads here in Singapore. As you can tell, it's really hot and sunny today, as most days are, and that's the temperature that it seems to function predominantly well at. 955cc, this is a huge amount of power, more than enough, more than what you need, but way more maneuverable, I think, than bikes like the Panigale, as well as other race bikes that you're familiar with. Thanks to Ducati for letting us take this bike out for a ride and to test it out. Thanks also to our sponsors, Regina Specialties, for the gear that we have for testing all these street bikes. Go check it out at Regina as well, and go check this bike out at the Ducati showroom at Leng Kee anytime you need to.